Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. So today I am filming another reaction video to a Freelee video. So Freelee is reacting to a video by Janelle Rohner. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but Freelee has made many videos in response to this Janelle individual because Janelle was big in the keto scene, made a lot of TikToks, Instagram reels, videos about being keto, and of course Freelee has a problem with that, and so she made a lot of videos talking down about Janelle and her diet choices. Well, now it looks like Janelle has decided to quit keto, and of course that means Freelee needs to respond for some reason. Even though I'm not a big fan of keto, I'm not a big fan of Freelee more. I made a few videos responding to the Freelee Janelle situation in the past. I figured might as well continue the tradition and react to this video. I want to know why Janelle is quitting keto. I'm also intrigued to find out Freelee's opinion on that. So it is entitled Janelle Rohner Quits Keto and Lies About Why, in parentheses, cause meal plans. Don't know what that means, and how do you know she's lying, Freelee? Oh, that's right, I forgot. Everyone's lying unless they're a vegan, and if they're a vegan, they're still a liar because fake vegans.
Hey Frugivore, welcome back to Frugivore channel. So today's video we are going to take a look at Janelle Rohner and why she quit the keto diet. I mean, look, she wasn't even doing the keto diet. We know this. She was just posing, pretending to do it for marketing purposes, right? You know, to make the moolah. We know, Janelle, we know.
Interesting. I didn't realize Freelee was following Janelle around in her personal life when the cameras were off and documenting and observing her behavior outside of filming.
But anyway, she's going to say she's quitting it, and we're going to watch this video together. I haven't watched it yet, but we know that no one can sustain this stupid diet.
Except for the fact that people do.
It's just this stupid, cruel diet. Only the supremely uneducated would follow this ridiculous diet plan, okay? So, you know how I feel about keto. It is just horrible. But anyway, we're going to watch that soon. Okay, let's get into it. Let's see why Janelle Rohner quit the keto diet. So we already know why.
I am spilling the tea today, and it's going to be a lot and deep, and
she always says stuff like that. It's a lot and deep. It's only 5 minutes. Can't be that that deep for 5 minutes.
Freelee's videos could be 5 minutes long, but she chooses to ramble nonsense, and probably she considers it deep, and then her videos are longer than 5 minutes.
So as you know, a few months back or a few weeks back or whatever it was, I transitioned from keto to low carb.
Transitioned from keto to low carb. So it's like, do you want a punch in the face or a kick in the guts? Which one is better? Obviously, it is better to add some carbohydrates, but low carb is still a cruel joke. Ridiculous. Okay.
So let me just start by saying
So it's already been like nearly a minute.
I'm not okay. The hate, the negative comments have gotten to me.
Hang on. The hate, the negative comments. I've looked on her profile. She basically, people are just like, I want to eat like that. It's 95% actual support.
Freelee, have you watched any of your own videos on her? You literally just insulted how she started the video because she used the word deep and her video is only 5 minutes. Like, that's not constructive criticism. That's not anything. That's just like useless cruelty. And it's not like harsh cruelty. It's just like unnecessary. Like, there was no reason for you to say that. Yet you chose to say that. Did Freelee read every single comment on every single one of her videos to see whether people are hateful or not? She also could have gone through and removed some of the hateful stuff. I'm sure a lot of Freelee's little posse of fruit eaters have, you know, bombarded her video comment section with, you know, Freelee's rhetoric. The hate is there. I don't need to see it to believe it, to know it.
If you want to see hate and negative comments, just do a search with Freelee Banana Girl. Then you'll see that, because I'm speaking the truth. And
yes, I'm not going to deny that Freelee gets hate. She is also confusing people informing her of the science as hate because it goes against her deeply rooted belief that she is right when science says differently. She is taking that as hate. So there's a little bit, the scales tip a little bit differently when it comes to the hate that each of these women receive.
I know people are going to try to bring me down for that, but
actually, I'm going to be quite serious. It does hurt when you think you're right and then someone points out science. It is like a slap in the face because it's like, shit, I have to rethink this whole thing. And for her, it's her whole identity. And so when her identity gets challenged by science, she goes on the defense. I mean, it's human nature to do so, but she comes out with videos like this in defense rather than being like, hey, maybe I should rethink my stance on this. Maybe I should look into the science, real science, learn a little something, then I can choose to either be ignorant or not.
she is just, I don't know, she's playing the victim here for some strange reason.
And I'll be honest, I'm not okay.
This kind of feels like she's acting or something. This feels really bizarre.
I'm just not okay. I started this, TikTok account a year and a half ago just to share my
She kind of doesn't seem like she's not okay. I don't know. I just don't buy her.
journey. I'm just a normal mom, a normal person. I was on a postpartum journey. I just wanted to hold myself accountable. I didn't know it would turn into 4.7 million people following me and watching.
I don't believe her. I did not believe that. Okay, there are these marketing sharks.
So here's what Freelee does. She herself sees something, like Janelle explaining herself. Freelee says, I do not believe her. And then she continues on to try and explain away Janelle's stance and why everyone else needs to see Janelle as a liar. Just because I choose not to believe someone, it's not my place to then turn around and try to convince anyone who will listen that they shouldn't believe that person either. And that's what Freelee does. She decides something, but she also decides that you, the viewer, needs to agree with her.
They know exactly what they're doing from the very beginning. She's like, I had no idea. Yes, you did. That was your intention. Stop rubbishing, just bullshitting us.
Every move and criticizing every step I made along the way. The cycle of trying to be perfect and to lose the weight because I was being under this microscope and being watched, and oh, her arms look fat, this looks fat, her face is chubby again, oh my gosh, she's gaining weight again, oh, keto, it's not working, it's yoga. All of that obsessiveness and those thoughts have gotten really toxic for me. And yes,
I mean, you've got to expect it when you're eating a stupid diet, just literally stupid and a cruel diet.
Kind of like your diet, Freelee. Your diet is stupid too. Sorry, it is. People go onto social media and they say they know criticism is inevitable. There's no way to be prepared for the kinds of criticism, the kinds of comments that you receive. And people can be like, oh, I'm a strong person. It's not going to get to me. And it might not get to you for a while, but then it just takes one comment phrased very specifically for it to bring you down completely. And people don't prepare you. There's no way to be prepared for that moment. And you don't know when it's coming. For Freelee to be like, how could you not know? Well, you don't know. Freelee probably didn't think she was going to get the kinds of hate, the amount of hate, the kinds of criticism that she does get. She probably didn't think that, but now that she received it for the past 14 years, she knows it's coming and she entices it. I mean, she keeps putting out the shit that she does and spurs people on. I'm one of them.
That is exploiting animals, and it's also damaging to people's health, very dangerous. You will get some criticism, right? Oh, you should expect that, but even so, she wasn't getting a lot. So she plays this victim card a lot. We know that.
Was the right answer for me for a long time. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I was having fun with food. I felt great. I was losing weight. I was happy. And
I was losing weight. I felt great. Felt great. No, you weren't. No, you didn't. It just pisses me off.
Freelee, you don't get to decide how people feel. You are not the authority on how people feel. You aren't. And that pisses me off because I'm sitting here and I know so many people, not personally, but I have seen so many people's testimonies and accounts talking about they followed Freelee's advice and they felt like shit. I was one of them. Okay, you feel good for a little bit, then you feel like crap and it doesn't go away. And you feel like you can't give up the way she lives because she's so charismatic. So you believe her. And then you have to snap out of it. You have to wake up and realize, I am my own person. My body is my own. And I need to figure out what makes me feel good. And again, keto probably felt good for Janelle for a while. And then maybe it didn't. Maybe it continued to, but she's just making a change because you do need to make changes. You do need to mix it up. You do need variety. You do need to find what works for you. And in Freelee's mind, what works for her works for everyone. And that's not the way it works. It's not the way the human body works.
It pisses me off when these people lie. I don't like it. It's like, be honest. You didn't feel great. You didn't feel great. No one does eating that way.
Freelee has never done keto a day in her life, so how would she know what it feels like? And if she did do keto, the only thing she can comment on is how it felt for her. She cannot comment about how it feels for the person next to her. People in my, real life ask me for advice. And I'm like, on like how I eat and how they should eat. And I'm like, I don't know how you should eat. How do you want to eat? What do you want to eat? What do you want to get out of eating? Is it simply to feed your body? Is it simply for taste? What is it like? What is your purpose? Because my purpose, my goals are far different from my friends, from my family, from, random people on the street, random people on the internet. I can't tell you what works for you because I'm not you and you haven't tried it yet. I can tell you what works for me, but I'm me.
Hey, that's why they can't sustain it. That's why you're pretending to do keto for money.
Honestly, the hate and negativity really pushed me to a place that I didn't like. And it just really did. It really pushed me to a place that was very toxic for me. I felt like I couldn't do anything right. People were mad I wasn't eating bread. Then I ate bread and they were like, she's a quitter, she's a yo-yo dieter. It was like, I just felt like I couldn't do anything right. And
she's kind of just talking around in circles. She's not really saying a lot, is she?
Yes, because you have to be careful on YouTube and not say certain things or you get demonetized or you get scolding by, the YouTube gods. Like, yeah, she's being careful. So yeah, she's talking in circles because she doesn't want to straight up say what she's trying to say, but we all know kind of what she's trying to say. And if you were watching Freelee's face the entire time, it's just like Freelee's made up her mind. And nothing's going to change her. Like, this is a woman who, whether she's acting or not, there's some sort of hurt. And for you to just disregard her humanity like that and be like, you're a liar, you're faking it, you're a pretender, all these things, that's just so mean. This is the hatred that she's talking about.
So she's playing the victim card. She's saying, people critiquing her and saying that she's, what she's doing is dangerous, or the weight loss, blah, 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 is not, I don't know. She doesn't like that. Okay, so, but what is going on?
Of course you don't know, Freelee, because you weren't paying attention. You weren't listening, because you don't listen. When Freelee does a reaction video, she's not listening to the person, because again, she's made up her mind. She's just waiting for buzzwords to trigger something in her brain to be able to go off on one of her little tangents that she has pre-recorded in her brain.
Let's get to the point.
I always said I would do keto as long as it was fun and sustainable and felt good and worked for me. And the hate and negativity has really pushed me to a place where it's not good for me.
Okay, so this is bizarre. So she's basing her diet on whether others will support her or not. She's basing what she fuels her human frugivore, yeah, she is a frugivore biologically, her human frugivore body on whether, someone is supporting her or not, whether the majority is supporting her. That dictates what she puts in her body. This is bizarre for me. This is really strange. And I mean, it's not really that surprising because that's what people are about on social media. A lot of them are just about their popularity and about making the money and about getting positive comments, not about actually the truth. And Janelle is a prime example.
As are you, Freelee, of someone who is just looking for views and not concerned with the truth. Because if you were concerned with the truth, you wouldn't be promoting what you promote. Because it's not the truth. Science doesn't have your back. Sorry, it is what it is. That's the truth, and you refuse to acknowledge it. You refuse to learn about it.
Coming to that realization, I have chosen to work with a nutritionist, and I am working on balance.
And look, the majority of nutritionists have no idea. Dietitians, nutritionists, health professionals.
Don't be interchanging nutritionists and dietitians. They are different, okay? They are very different. I think this is commendable that she is seeking help in the area that she needs help, because she obviously is lacking some sort of balance, or at least she sees herself as not having balance, and she is looking to professionals to help her regain that balance. Happens to be within her diet. It's why people go to therapists, because they are out of balance emotionally, mentally. If you ever have the thought, I think I should see someone about this, you probably should see someone about that. Just do it. Just do it.
Completely clueless, because their training is actually based on industry-funded research.
Doesn't Freelee talk about being like trained in nutrition, so therefore she'd be a nutritionist? And she's clueless, so maybe she has a point.
So, don't believe that nutritionist, dietitian.
On my health, working on my mental health, but I really gotta say, if you feel like leaving a negative comment on this video, please refrain. I am not in any space to handle it at the moment.
Then get off the internet. Honestly, just get off social media. You know what I mean? Like, she's so about like, oh my gosh, poor me. What about the animals, Janelle? What about those animals you've been cooking up and just enjoying in your like millions and millions of views TikToks and selling your cruel diet plans? What about those animals? What about their feelings? Oh, doesn't matter, does it? You are far too uneducated because you didn't take the time, too lazy, and to educate yourself on how you're meant to fuel yourself. It's just unacceptable.
And I am forever grateful for the opportunity that like TikTok and this community and that I have. And I don't want to dismiss that. And I do see a lot.
Look, Janelle, get on this lifestyle.
And I don't even care if we get back into the Janelle video. Freelee's just promoting herself, and that's when I usually tune out. I care about the lives of animals. If I didn't, I wouldn't be a vegan. But this video wasn't about animal lives. It wasn't about eating animals. In fact, it was about the feelings of a fellow human. And Freelee just invalidates and disregards the feelings and lives of humans. So that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. I don't mind. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay notified of all future uploads. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye!